What sometimes, because when you had all these accounts, maybe you were paying 20 here, 15 here, 30 here. That's how much you are paying. But when you consolidate, it brings the minimum, maybe to 50. Instead of paying 30, 15, and 20 here, it brings your minimum payment not down. And so if you are in a situation here, you can use that. Oh, but let's be careful when it comes to consolidation. What is the purpose of doing it? Don't just jump into it. Meaning say Dr. Osu Domi first, because one watching.
Yeah, now to pay one every year to say, okay, emergency room. Now, Doctor, the modern bill, you cry, we tell them to every day, I brought bill 2,000. What happened? Should you just ignore it or just, what do you do? How will that affect your credit?
Okay. In fact, the answer is don't ignore it. Do not. Anytime you get any bill, anytime you get anything, yes, you may be questioning how. Said a couple of years ago, my wife went to visit a family friend, and when she was getting in there, she slipped, bumped her head, and then she had to go to the hospital. At a point, she said, no, but she went because they just want to go take a scan just to make sure everything was okay. After that little scan, they brought this bill and I said, what? What are you guys talking about? You were with her for like 5 minutes. And then the scan people brought it, this person brought it, you put it all together and it's something. But we did not ignore it, because if you don't do anything about it, it affects your credit. It affects you. And so the best thing is, don't ignore it. Call them, talk with them, try to negotiate something. If you can afford it, what we did at the time, we told them, so, okay, we can only pay $50 on this thing every month. Paying $50 was going to take maybe forever to pay that money off. But we told them we'll pay $50 a month. We agreed with them, and judiciously we paid that $50 a month. It got to a point we called them back and said, look, you guys, this thing we need to do something about it. We negotiated with them. Again, consolidation now they didn't consolidate anything. But we talked with them and said, I want to pay this thing off. But what can they do to bring that bill down? So we paid it off. They cut it in half. We paid it off. I may yet that be our credit. So when Dr. Osu don't question, let us not ignore it. Sometimes you say, it will not go away. It won't go away. Dr. Jumo.
Yeah, I mean, the question, now we can't budget, I'm saying when it comes to couples, it takes two to budget. Because, store brand, the more expensive it is, the better it is. So no matter what, it's very difficult to budget. But at the end of the year, I'm going to be so I'm saying it takes two to budget. That's how we have to.
Okay, in fact, Dr. Jumo, if you are single, you are good. Good. And if you are married, it's a challenge. Let us just face the fact. It's a challenge. And sweetheart, just allow me to say this. The thing is this. It takes two to tango. And we have to work as a team. I know some couples, the way you manage your finances is different. But for us, one of the things that we realized will work for us was, she doesn't have her money and I have my money. We have one pot. And we sit down and do the budget sometimes for a long time. For a long time. My personal amount to spend in the month was $50 a month. For my own personal stuff. $50. But the other side we agreed. We agreed because men, our expenses are not like the ladies. I know some men spend like the ladies, but the ladies, there are a lot of different stuff. You man can get up and just throw this thing on and go away. But not necessarily that hair, but one thing I hear and I said, we decided to go through it, list all the stuff that we spend money on, and then we decided, okay, how much do we want to spend on ourselves? When we decided, okay, maybe between hair and the nail, maybe they will spend this. and for me, but in total, we want to spend nothing more than maybe $200 for our personal stuff in a month. We agreed on that. It's a pot. So for me, whether they use the entire 200 or some months, whether I have to go use 150 out of the 200, we are good. Okay? But the two of you have to sit down and go through that budget document. Because it takes the two of you to tango. When I started doing this, you know, my wife was not, she's not an accountant, whatever, for me, maybe because of the accountant. But I will list this stuff and then I'll say, look, we've already spent this amount. We don't have any money. Yes, the fear people will call. We've already exhausted how much we say we are sending to Ghana every month. And so you know what, if they'll cry, if it's not a matter of death, we are not sending a penny. You have to want it. And one thing we started doing these days, look, I don't even touch the budget. She's the manager of the budget. And sometimes she does certain things and I say, Mommy, gumu kakra. Gumu kakra, Mommy, just flex it a little bit because, you know, now you're becoming too rigid on this thing or me, you know. But you too have to work it out. You have to work it out. Ofekioko, and then, yeah, we're just about 10 minutes to be done. So Ofekioko, and then Dr. Safo's sister, and then Brown, then we are done.
Vulnerable, I said, Francis, church, and I'm saying, the Baba, when you're commander, and now, when you're commander. Now, just as casual, you do breakfast, or outside, lunch, just a few ground, that's why I did. And I'm Mr. Shares, I'm going to never breakfast. If you said next year, be prepared. What's that called? To me, a wow. Because who said, no problem to say it. Yes, you but what would cheer, especially who will school and Roma, be pharmacists, lawyers, no near, you know. Sikanaba Bojo, who knew who find it. And you know, next year, young planning to be for them on this same topic. I think, sir, we do much also. I can't say baby, I'm a now, young said you will see spending music because woman was so much opportunity. But who shall say, Sabria, Medasi Bebre, opinion or Chisafuna, opinion or Chisafu, we have sisters. But Namepwa, they all kind of very, very important. I think some more topic view on finances or more come once. Later, I actually send them around. You better touch on it, crowd. Near you now, boy, where any back foot, you know, open it. I see a man, a swan.
Yeah, you can say, besides say, apart from say, you might have got a data in this cabin. Sam will be at the next door. A crime you are, they make me a fast one, my scam.
Elder, Medasapa, and I was a mission, we can say, over the years, we've touched on the normal marketing, we've talked about investments before. But maybe that's a topic we have to bring back. Nia, you are focused on how to invest. The entire focus on planning budget this year, you can't invest something you don't have. And the way we start is by saving. Saving. Because if you don't have the savings, yeah, you may hear say Apple stock is this, you can. But if you don't have the money to buy those stocks, you can buy it. You can benefit from it. And so the beginning point is trying to save, build up some wealth, and then be able to what? Invest those monies to let it grow. And we'll come back. But the millionaire next door, read it. You will realize that Dr. Jumo Kansembi said brand and normal store, whatever. If you read that book, sometimes we are deceived into so many things. They don't spend money on those stuff. they look into how can this $1 how is it going to increase my wealth? That is what they focus on. And yet, they share $200 shoe. That's not what they care for. That is where our problem is. But we will touch that. Sister first. No matter mama so. Now open you now be chatting. Yapon
how often you visit and ask your because Abia Missika Minya Sara Afi Sara Minya for the whole year. Na Mawo. Inti any money be a camera. Na say Chinchina, Sasana, Epese, and Unqua, and Siganos so I mean, and I fix. And maybe they come home for the whole year. And no, and no, not just say, I mean, I'm buying less and more, and as I say, baby, I'll be to me.
Okay, I think that when it comes to that, budget not there. And so on Saddam hotel, so what I say at the least every month. But that's why I was saying, I just grab the receipts. I have a little box for all of my €1 than whatever, we dump it in that box. And I just sit there and try to put them on the spreadsheet and just to see how things are. And you will say sometimes we don't spend everything in a budgeted for. So the following month we give ourselves some treat. If we're able to stay within it, you give yourself some treat just so you can keep going. And things change. And the budget is not starting. You got to, it's an ongoing process. New expenses come in, your revenue, your income did not increase, but you still have to incur those costs. So that means something has to give somewhere. So, Mama.
Three comments on the wall and maybe a provide. But for consolation, and not just I may say, because seminar it's been a long time ago. Almost so yes, and make sure the problem lead you to do that and you take care of. And yes, beside the war aspire into it. The other one is for hospital bills. I know the hospitals no more programs are. So you can do certain level, you can work with them and they can write the bill out. The last one, idea be a material, means your communities, your man. My ambassador, they didn't get that opportunity. Almost suggested I am yes, I said you pay your musunia and know how to manage your money. Or the Lally Bucket, means a Martin Kawa. Or say a yes or mofra, won't be Musika watch. No better than management because on Quran will be a Papusica. We are family, they don't know what goes on. It's woman, it's no say and you some examples of at the age of 6, 8, you can start that. Avoid all the mistakes.
Thank you so much. The last question here. Now, oh, some of Edru baby me baba no the now me no kokroma no mpe because o say daddy the only kokroma e boring esan say me nto bibi ma but I realize say one thing o ma bi ase say one no onya sika me e cost us here nto ade a o say daddy we dey tomato am me say daddy wonim say na na obeto ade a ye ko fa osika because me nto no wa betua me so Entino Yashas, say no Amma Obi Cheni Bibia, she's very like particular about it. She doesn't want to spend it anyhow. Was dear Toba so but Emofran let's involve them. They may be kids, but let's sit them on the table. Let's explain why we have to do this. And I think
Yo, I'm saying Mediania Yamso come with Bika Grafa budget, you said every time you are much Isa. And the so factor into it, say, a bus, maybe it's a speedy cash, you know, friends, title loans, you know. Yes, to me, because time you are be watching me just for a short period to be good advice I will send me maybe I'm going to salon to fix myself up.
I think a time to the mama can't see and say, why are you going to get that loan? The big situation be now. Oh, but situation maybe when you be because I know to me about Bessiana. Yeah, then to avoid the cost. But so to me, baby, not a say again. Is it a need or a want? I feel that is where sometimes our major problems are. You make it be a need. At the end, maybe fine. One pound for ya. Share happen. And BBS will fear 1 pound for ya. Whatever. There was an advert in Ghana before we meet Ghana. He's so bad, baby. Lady was a minimum dimija. And I mean, said, you know your situation. Don't let a fearful bully you. I'm sorry to say that. Sometimes that is where our problem is. And you attended to be in your penny. Say, here, I'm going say, I cry. It just say, wouldn't you be of a finance or borrow baby? Now, only ya, go borrow, but a man yet to your mother. Say, oh, I'm make sure that you pay it off on time. Yeah, I must say. I had 2 theme songs. Yeah, 2 theme songs, you have a vampire. Efa yensi kasam. Ya kansem bebree. Ade eso de se boy. Na se ne wo hwehwe fi ye ho sa hwesufo de ode a hye yense bi ehweso yie. Na ye di ye munyame wadwuma no. Boy na yentumi hwe yensi kasam so yie. Amen. Efri na ko se de ye hwe yensi kasam so in the past and hye wani munyama. Kakra yesu yi. Boy na ye ncha se implement bi wo ya brabo na boy asetina ene wunyame wudwumadi eda wasene odi ya bedri ka ya wo yedwumadi aka nyina mu Yesu di muti amen amen.